So what we're going to see here is what you would see if you just got the game and opened it for the first time. You're going to get a message that tells you that it's a cryptocurrency game where it's GPS based. You need to explore your environment in order to move your character around within the game. And then once you accept that, or once you pop out of that screen, you find yourself on this map. So the first thing you'll probably do is start moving it around, orient yourself. And pinching it will zoom in and out. And moving your finger will obviously rotate it. And a pro tip is the further away you move your finger from that QB or your character in the game, the more control you have over how it moves. So interacting with things when you get close to them often requires a second touch. So when you touch the key box, you touch it a second time, that causes it to go in your inventory. And then you're left with this little spinning disc that's called Keyforge. So anyhow, proximity based, so as you're moving, you see your character move on the map, and depending on your mode of travel, he might be moving slowly, he might be moving quicker. Some people run, some people walk, some people bike, some people play while riding in vehicles. So anyhow, as you move about the map, you'll see other stuff that's on the map, and you might be tempted to immediately start to begin and open vaults. I get it, and everybody that basically, side note, if you're prompted to enter your email address in order to log in, you have to first accept the, you don't have to first do it, but while doing it, accept the terms, type in your email, hit enter or done. There's probably like a go button once you complete your email. But anyhow, you'll send that, or they'll send an email rather, to your inbox that you follow, and it will relaunch the game. So when you establish, your login email that corresponds to the game, which is what you have to do to create your in-game name and stuff like that, and like officially start the game. So you just follow those prompts, pop out, go to your inbox, click the link, the game will relaunch. Okay, so now we're back. So I was saying that you might be tempted to open vaults right away. They start you with 8 keys, probably for that very reason, so that if you come across the vault first, you get a chance to interact with it, open it up, answer the trivia. Okay, so we'll see that here in a second, but there's actually something more important to do. And here we are in the inventory. So the blue key's highlighted. You'll see right now that there's 9. We collected 1, started with 8. None of the other colored keys. Next to that tab is a crypto tab. At the bottom it talks about unlocking uphold. Nothing in there. Haven't collected any crypto yet. The resin puck is your resources. Nothing in there yet. Blueprints. No blueprints. Those will drop randomly. Some are available during special events. Lastly is the QB. You start with the beginner blue, I call it, and you collect other ones and also create other ones using blueprints and resources. So if you back out of the inventory, look back at the map, as you get close to a QB, if you touch it too early, it'll probably say like, you're too far away to interact with that. The vault is too far away. But once you are close enough to interact, you touch the item, it will interact with you. So zooming out, you can see how much further the view is, but you can't see vaults much further than that. So you truly have to do explore to find more stuff. So as we get close here, this is a user vault. It's tall and has a user on top. So here's 9 keys. You drag a key up into the slot. Takes a little bit of finesse in the beginning, and then it's going to ask you 3 categories to choose from for trivia. So let's see: geography, celebrity, TV. Geography. What is the state capital of Arkansas? So there's the question. You've got 4 options, multiple choice. You'll notice that if you just touch the button very quickly, it doesn't send that answer, which is good because sometimes you might oop, and accidentally touch the wrong one. But if you touch and hold, the whole button lights up blue, locks in your answer, and if it's correct, boom, you get a gift. What's in that thing? If you tap it, boop, we got some Ethereum. So it's that easy. All right, now you see on this map, there's lots of vaults to open, and we still have 8 keys. But like I said just a few minutes ago, there's actually something that's much more important to do initially than to open vaults and collect crypto, because there's going to be plenty of time for that throughout the entirety of the duration of this game. As much as you play, you're going to be collecting crypto, but you want to get a few other things established first. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to collect a few more keys. When you collected the first key and saw that little icon that was spinning, I called it a key forge. what you do with those key forges is you take 10 keys of one denomination and you forge them into one key of the next higher denomination. So 10 blue keys equals one green key. So we want to get a few more blue keys, create a green key in the forge so that we can use that green key to establish our HQ. Your headquarters is something that you absolutely need, and you need it right away. One of the best reasons to make it immediately is that as soon as you establish your HQ, every 24 hours, you get to collect for free a green key. Green keys are kind of hard to come by in the game. Sometimes they'll randomly drop from a blue vault. Sometimes you'll get them for referring somebody and they've established their HQ. Sometimes you get them from your HQ. And by sometimes, technically it should be every day, but sometimes you have to leave. We'll talk about that later, but as we approach 2 more keys, we're going to grab those and then we're going to forge it into a green. So the other thing that the HQ gives you access to is your mailroom. So when you complete certain things in the game, packages of resources, cryptocurrency, or perhaps blueprints will be delivered right to your mailroom. You access them while you're at your HQ. Most people make their HQ at their house, but don't worry, it's only viewable by you. It doesn't appear on anybody else's map, so you don't have to worry about another hunter driving by and being like, who lives there? So it's just on your map, and you put it at home so that it's easiest to collect that key every day. So here we got key number 9, and in just a second we're going to have key number 10. So once you've created your HQ, you can also unlock user vault slots with additional green keys. So the earlier you establish, and if you try to forge early, it'll tell you don't have enough keys to forge. So there's 10. But if you establish your HQ right away, then you get that free key. You can start unlocking user vaults and placing them strategically, because once those are constructed, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, they start returning a certain percentage of the keys back to you. And trust me, you're going to want all the keys that you can get, because the keys are what opens the vaults. And the more keys you get, the more you can forge them up to higher value keys, opening higher value vaults. And if you're bored, at the end of the video, follow the link to the purple vault video where I open a $1,000 cryptocurrency box. So there we have it. You drop it in, it stamps it, green key pops out. So now looking at the key inventory, you've got a green key, there was a little bit of Ethereum. We didn't have much else in there because we only opened one vault and grabbed a couple keys. So then you take that icon, drag the key into it, and it will set the HQ wherever you are. Once your HQ set, you click it, and then click the User Vault tab, touch one of the green slots, drag the key into it, and that unlocks one of your User Vault slots. You can have 10 total, and now you'll notice that when you back out, there's an icon underneath the trophy that looks like a keyhole. The icon underneath the trophy, if you touch that, that's where you establish a User Vault. So you go to the location that you want to establish one, you press it, and it points out the long, so the latitudinal and longitudinal coordinates for that exact location. If you hit next, it then brings up your photo. So you can take a picture of where you're at. In this instance, we're at a church. So historical sites, commercial areas, all great places to choose from, restaurants, etc. You give it a title, and this is what you call it, and this is where you find it in your inventory. Give it a category. It's a historical site. Make sure you check the box that says it's accessible to everybody. And when you hit go, you plant a flag, and that lets other hunters know that somebody claimed this spot as User Vault. So once the User Vault is confirmed, it turns into a dozer, which you just saw, and you got to start feeding it with resin. And as you see here, it takes quite a bit of resin to fill it. So we don't quite have enough to fill this one. And as he gets full, you see his little face filling up. But he'll sleep and lie dormant until he gets all of that resin that he needs, which is 10,000. So you're putting in 100 pieces of 100 resin. And it takes a minute. And they made it that way intentionally. You got to work for some of the things that you get in this game. After all, you're getting paid in cryptocurrency. So if you fill it up with 100%, it turns into a dozer. Or I'm sorry, it wakes up and starts working. An hour later, that vault's created and you can open it. QB Crane, on the other hand, takes packets 10,000 at a time and needs 1 million to finish. But when it's finished, it takes a week to construct a yellow vault, which has $10 of cryptocurrency. So it looks kind of like that. That was me feeding Staples Center with 50,000. Broke the seal on that one. So if you happen to go in your HQ and hit destroy, you can hit no on it. But if you hit yes, it'll blow up and it'll go away. And you got to use a new Greek key to reestablish it.